live? We're live. We're live.
Welcome to Stirring the Pot with Lou Marconi and Johnny Cleveland. Part of the Fanatical L's Network, Fans First. Join us now.
Hey.
Hey!
What's up? Any news happening today with the Browns?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
I have no idea. They did it a day early. They cut a bunch of guys. They activated a bunch of guys from PUP.
Yeah.
And we'll lead with this because welcome to the show. This is Stirring the Pot on the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of the Fans First Sport Network. I am Fans First Sports Network. I am Lou Marconi, and my partner here tonight is Johnny Cleveland. Thank you guys for joining us. Yep. Very interesting day. Actually, kind of looking up comments here. Haven't heard anything yet. So I want to just, we're going to lead off with Nick Chubb.
Yeah, let's talk about Nick.
Because let's do that because I think it's very interesting. A lot of people were holding out hope he was going to be available week one. I think
Me too.
A friend of mine, and I think the Browns have been cautious because my article's coming out tomorrow morning from Fans First on this. That he's just not ready yet. I mean, That's just that simple. So they're going to keep him on the reserved PUP list, which means he's going to be ineligible for the next 4 games, for the first 4 games of the season. So Dallas at Jacksonville, Giants at home, at Raiders. He could come back. He's eligible to come back week 5 at Washington or week 6. I believe it's at Philadelphia. Yes, it is.
They got 3 straight. 3 on the road.
So around that time, maybe even – if I'm not mistaken, the next 3 games are at home. It's Cincinnati, Baltimore, and the Chargers. If I'm not mistaken,
you're right.
Wow, I'm just on a roll.
You are, dude.
I'm on a roll. And then we have the bye week, and then we're on the road in New Orleans. That's what I remember so far.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, so I'm just kind of going through the schedule. I'm not going to waste anybody's time with that, but I would guess that it all depends on how he's responding. He's doing very well. He's ahead of him. He's ahead of schedule. But he's just not. I wouldn't want him to come back until he's ready. It looks very much so like we are. How can I put this? That they're being very cautious with players and very careful with players because we have a bunch of veteran players dinged up. Throughout this whole training camp since people came in, and a whole list of players just came off that PUP list. Should I go through the list of the ones?
Yeah, let's go through. I was looking through it earlier myself. Yep.
Mary Kay Cabot tweeted it. Okay, let's start. Delvin Tomlinson's off. He's practicing. Greg Newsome's off. He's practicing. Okay. All of our starters for defense will be available week 1.
Yep.
Let me think. Who else?
I got the list here.
Jack Conklin. Jedrick Wills.
Yep.
Who else?
You hit a lot of the high points here.
The major ones I know. The ones of major consequence.
David Njoku's back practicing. Pierre Strong is back practicing. Jordan Hicks is back practicing. Tony Fields and James Hudson, our favorite lineman, is back practicing.
Hey, so we've got our top 4 tackles, so we don't have to work. Come on, Fetty would have been great. starting against Micah Parsons, that would have been scary to see that. But
and like I said, you mentioned DeAnthony Bell.
Bell was back. The safety's back too. So a bunch of guys were back. It's like I think they knew they were going to have these guys back by then, and they were being careful about it.
Yes.
So, but my understanding is Wills is not quite ready to practice, but Conklin is, and Conklin can play left tackle. I was just like, I hope it works. Hey, we had Gerard Christian starting at left tackle for us at the end of last year. So
right. I would trust a veteran like Jack Conklin. I mean, why couldn't we just go there? Why don't we just do it, man? And then Jedrick Wills can go back to his right side where he naturally played when he was in college, right? Wasn't that where he?
Let's see what we got. Let's see what we
And
got.
and what about DeJuan Jones? You could
He
throw him in
plays
the
right
mix,
tackle. You can throw
right
him in the
tackle
mix
as
too.
well. So
we got our 4 top tackles back. So they're
so
that
what you're
crisis,
telling me, Lou, is that all this worry that I've had all this time,
anxiety and
all the
angst.
anxiety about what the hell are the Brownies doing, I should have listened to you to begin with, and we're all good.
You should light a candle and meditate. Is what you should do, John. Light a candle
I'm
and
just
meditate.
glad that you have calmed down since Saturday night.
Oh, I
You were
hulked out. I ripped
fired
off my
up.
shirt. Let me tell you something,
You
brother.
were, you were, you were.
Oh, I'm
I
not
was.
even done yet. I'm not even done yet. I want to point out something, and we're going to talk about this. I want to point something out. Okay. Are you familiar with Seattle Seahawks linebacker Uchenna Nwosu?
I've heard the name.
Yes.
Lineman.
He's a outside linebacker, edge rusher.
Yeah.
He suffered an MCL sprain playing in the preseason game against the Browns. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. That's their best pass rusher is out for 3 weeks.
And that happened early in the game, I remember. And it was one of those freak things too, where if you go back and look at the highlight, it was just he got rolled. Somehow it was like the end of the play. That's how it always happens. You know, these players are right there, and it just, yeah. So what you're saying is it's a good idea that Deshaun was not out there.
It's a good idea that a lot of those guys weren't out there. I mean, there was what was we said there was a list of players that weren't. It was as long as Ken Carmen's groceries list.
Yeah.
So that's what
so I have a question for you. Should I? So today we're gonna random thought for the day. I ran by. So I'm at school all day. Okay. And then we had a parent meeting, so I had an hour to kill, and I went down to like the local Myers. We have Myers here. Do you know Meyer Groceries and all that? So they sell a lot of the.
We have them up here too.
Yeah, so they sell the Browns products, they sell the Bengals, and they sell Ohio State stuff down here. So they had T-shirts for sale, but they didn't have my size I wanted for the Nick. They had an orange Nick Chubb just T-shirt, but they had a bunch of Myles Garrett T-shirts, but I couldn't buy a Myles Garrett T-shirt. Do you have a Myles Garrett T-shirt?
I don't think I do. No.
I didn't know if it would be worth it because
I have a Nick Chubb. I have a Nick Chubb T-shirt.
Yeah, I have a jersey for Nick Chubb, but I wanted to just get a T-shirt. So
yeah, I have a Nick Chubb T-shirt that has a 24.
I passed on Myles Garrett. Should I have done that?
It's up to you, man. It's your money. I mean, if the shirt fits, wear it.
If the shirt fits, and then it's disgusting because then you got the Bungles right there, and you got the. And here's the thing down here that really, they got Buckeye stuff, and then they have the gall. They have Michigan or the team up north.
They do
right next to the Buckeye stuff. It's like, dude, that's like that happens a lot here in Columbus. There's a lot of there are quite a few. Team from up north fans down here. They should all just be removed from Columbus.
Yeah, just go
It
away.
Does not make sense. Okay, sorry to divert.
No, that's fine. That's fine because actually, I have an article coming out about Ohio State playing Akron, and they're 49.5-point favorites Saturday.
49.5. The Zips are underdogs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the Akron Zips. Yeah, at the Horseshoe, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Okay.
So I just kind of said, hey, this is what you can watch for. I kind of want to see how Will Howard plays, see how the Chip Kelly offense looks.
Have you been in that stadium down there, Columbus?
I was, but not for a game. Let me tell you why I was there. It's an interesting story. Back when I was a cameraman at WKYC, when they beat the Miami Hurricanes at the 2002 National Championship.
Yeah.
I was there with my camera shooting the celebration.
Oh wow! Inside the
Horseshoe, it was like 5 degrees. It was 5.
Yes.
I froze took us off.
Yes.
I was just like, but the one cool thing was I got to meet Archie Griffin.
You did. Oh, that's cool.
He was cool. He went up to me and shook my hand and everything. I was like, I was surprised. The thing that surprised me, he's not that tall. He's a short.
No, he's kind of a short guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way,
really
let people know,
guy.
Lou, that if people are watching us tonight on YouTube, on Facebook, here on the X, they can comment always. Lou and I like to answer your questions, or if you want to interact with us. Fantastic. You had such a great interaction the other night. You had a bunch of people. That's right.
Just love it.
Right. I don't think I tagged you. I don't think I got your Twitter page on here though. onto the live stream tonight.
Well,
I
let me see.
forgot.
Can I put it on now?
You might be able to edit. Yeah, if you go up there to the top. I don't know if
Yeah,
you have.
because I got my blue check mark back. I had to
Oh,
bribe
thank
Elon
God
Musk.
you got that back. We have our blue check mark. By the way, if you follow us on the X, we just got an agreement with an affiliate agreement with Hemisphere Coffee Roasters, and
I'm
they're a
on.
small. Oh, sweet.
Let me see. Let
They're
me see. Let me see. Yep, I'm on.
so Hemisphere Coffee Roasters is a small company out of Mechanicsburg, Ohio, just kind of down here to the northwest of Columbus. I've
Hmm.
actually been over there to their facility that you can go take tours and whatnot. It's really, really a cool deal. I started learning about Hemisphere Coffee Roasters back in the day when Bruce Hooley and Chris Spielman would talk about it on their podcast and started ordering their coffee. It's just great coffee. We'll continue to promote them, but if you want some delicious, amazing coffee, they import it from South America and other locations around the world.
From
It is
Colombia.
it is
Colombia.
amazing stuff. I mean, I won't go back to anything else. And when you go to something else, my wife and I agree. It's like it's just not the same. So we put the link on our X page. We're going to put it up in the at the top of our banner too. So it'll always
Okay.
be there. So
Now,
yeah,
is there a code they have to use with
there's not a
us?
not right now. I'm trying
Okay.
to get all the details. If there aren't any more details, I'll reach out to you. But right now, we just have the link to their website. You can order their coffee. If you do order their coffee, you're donating some of your proceeds come back to us
Hmm.
here at the podcast because Lou and I are making bazillions of dollars and we want to make more bazillions of dollars. Um, so we would love for you to order some coffee and help Lou and I so we can go buy our own coffees.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you following us here. And again, please download us also on Apple, on Spotify, all those great locations.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
So
no, it's nice to know I'm here for more than just a cup of coffee, so that's good to know. It's good to know. It's
I'll
good
have
to
more
know.
details on the specific types. We're going to have to talk about that sometime on a new. Well, I can do it on my own Johnny Cleveland show, which I haven't
Yeah.
done one. Lou, I didn't do one last week, so I got to
Yeah.
get.
Oh, just so you know, I want to promote my
Yeah.
show that's coming up Friday night. We're going to be back to the Burning River Browns talk, the usual time. You guys are always welcome to join us.
Okay.
I will have a special guest on from Bougie Sports, the
Ooh.
very famous Yvette will be
Hmm.
on, and we'll be talking Browns talk. And I told her, I said, man, because that's gonna be around the time of roster cut downs. We booked
Yeah.
this a couple weeks ago at the golf outing. She came up to me, she goes, hey, I want to be on your show. Well,
Oh,
yeah, and I said, sure, absolutely. I'd love to have you on. And
that's
I
awesome.
said we could talk about anything and everything which we with Browns related, which we will. And so it should be a fun show. It should be on there with myself and Sherry.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I also got, the Wednesday afternoon, Corey Castle and I will be doing the Stew Cast talking about wrestling. Sunday mornings, the Sunday Stew Pod on Rumble. So guys, I'm busy. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like being busy. And it's funny because I kind of told the people at Fans First, I'm going to start cranking out more articles. And they're like, oh, okay.
Nice. Yes.
I can do it. And why not?
Yeah. Hey, we also have a show that just came out by Noah Olson. I know he was out there.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
his audio download of that show will be coming out momentarily. The East Bank Sports Show just recorded that, so that we're pushing that here in a minute.
Hmm.
Steve Gill just did his Dog Pound South podcast yesterday.
Hmm.
It's out there, great stuff. We're all going to be doing shows again, breaking things down later this week again on the final. Now, does the final 53 come tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
some of this stuff was done a day early, and
Yeah.
I don't think there was an official move with Chubb yet, but I think it's expected to happen. Adam Schefter reported something very interesting that I wanted to let you know about. Did you see this at all? That normally the roster bonus is for 17
Yes,
games,
I saw
but
this.
Chubb has the exception for 12.
Yes.
So that tells me if he signed that, then I'm thinking Washington, Philadelphia, he'll be back.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I'm thinking.
But doesn't it also speak to, I mean, it just speaks to what we already talk and already know about Nick Chubb.
Hmm.
And I'm eager to
Amazing.
see how things transpire this year. And I
Hmm.
look forward to my hope is that they bring him back again. Obviously, it's going to depend on how he performs and whatnot. But what Andrew Berry did in allowing that exception, I think is really cool. So
Yeah, I think the Browns organization did him a huge solid, even though Elliott might disagree. So that was a fun time.
No.
He was like shocked. He's like, I don't think this is good. And I'm like, what
Well,
did you want? What did you want him to do?
um, all right.
Well,
So,
go ahead.
what else we got going on then? There's a
Well,
lot more stuff. Like there's so they practice today? Are they back? Did they?
I think they might have done a late walkthrough, but they had a Stefanski did his press conference, kind of laying all this out,
Uh-huh.
and he did take questions.
Okay.
So let's see here. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up some tweets here as we do
Oh,
this.
we got a few. Oh,
Well,
from
no, we
before.
got from before. I'm just going to look up some stuff here because I'll tell you the truth. The Seattle thing, the thing that I was getting fired up about, and I did an article about this too, why I think it was the right move to not play anybody in the preseason because they had so many injuries already and
Yep.
everything carried over from last year. I know it
Yes.
was frustrating for fans, but
Yes.
why put yourself in this position if you don't have to? And
Right.
a lot of these guys, like your Amari Coopers, your Jordan Hicks, your Miles Garrett's, your David Njoku's,
Right.
they're ready to go. They can play. They're not these third round pick rookies that need the game reps as much as, you know. And it would have been nice to see our starters play a little bit more,
Yes.
but honestly, you know, who's to say what at this time? All right, let me take a look at some tweets here because
Yeah.
I'm seeing, yeah, it was Adam Schefter that had that. He's on the reserved, physically unable to perform list, the pup.
Okay.
So he's going to stay there. Browns cut Aiden Robbins, clearing
Now,
path for Dante
yeah.
Foreman to be the only active running back. What's that? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the running back that they cut. There were a few names that I kind of wanted to go through here with you.
Yeah, there's Jerome Ford and Donta Foreman will be on. And Donta Foreman had like a rib injury, I guess, in Seattle, but he's
Yeah.
okay.
Now, some
It's,
people like Rod Bloom, our colleague that does the Browns blitz.
mm-hmm.
He thought that the defensive end Isaiah Thomas was a surprise cut name
Yeah, I
from
agree. Yeah,
Oklahoma State. Came in a couple years ago, and we thought maybe he was on the practice squad, but did a
yeah.
few good things early on this preseason. Had I
Mm-hmm.
think a sack or two. So that was one, and then the running back that you just mentioned. What was his? I lost it again. Aiden Robbins. Big. He kind of came in late that game and had some decent runs. Big kind of power back, but they must expect, like you said, Nick Chubb coming back, and they must suspect that Pierre Strong will be coming back. I'm thinking.
I think Naheem Hines is still hurt. So
Right.
Naheem Hines is still hurt. Yeah, I was thinking. I guess the rib injury with Foreman's okay because he left the game in Seattle. He had dinged up on the ribs a little bit, but I like him as a back, especially as a short yardage back. Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
God, he's
Uh,
him and Jerome Ford would be a really good combo there because he's kind of taken over. He took Kareem Hunt's number. So
yeah. Yes. Yes, he did. Cornerback. There was a safety named Tyler Coyle that got cut. Wyatt Davis, a guard, got cut. The kicker they brought in for a couple days, Lucas
Hervasek or whatever his name.
Haversick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Linebacker Caleb Johnson, guard Jack Johnson, defensive end Jeremy Martin, which kind of rings a bell. I thought I've seen him. Linebacker Marvin Moody was also cut.
Yeah, these
So
are guys that we didn't think they'd make the team.
no.
Um,
Now
uh,
who's out there
is
tomorrow?
Siaki Ika
No, he's not on any of those lists. No, that'll be something like I'm thinking like
tomorrow?
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't see him making the team.
Um.
Now Michael Hall might be on the commissioner's list as a suspension, but
Yeah. What does that mean? That means still he can't play.
he can't play. It's like there's a disciplinary commissioner's suspension list, something like that. Let me look that up to get the exact verbiage of it. But go ahead. While you
Adam Bull just recently earlier today said that he feels that there's something off with Deshaun Watson. See, this is what I've talked. Remember, I know this is going to get you fired up again, but he really hopes that he gets it back. That's on his show today on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
that
He was
means
talking about
that means he's going to be placed on a commissioner exempt list while the investigation's happening. Even though the woman recanted what she said.
Oh, I see. Until they do their own spiel.
Yeah,
Okay.
even though the woman recanted what she said. She did. I mean, she took it back.
Right, but they're still going to.
So and the commissioner went no takebacks. So
Did
that's
you
pretty
see who the Lions released today as a wide receiver?
no.
Could
Who
the
was it?
Browns get him back?
You
Donovan
kidding? Donovan
Donovan
Peoples
Peoples
Jones?
got. Yep, he got. And also one of the other
How would he
Browns.
fit? How would he be on here?
I don't think he will be, but he's out there.
He's out there. He can
Um,
end up. He'll probably get a place somewhere else. Somebody will pick him up.
um,
He can
who
go to
else got?
Baltimore. Baltimore needs receivers.
Oh boy, wouldn't that be something? You know, I was talking to my friends who are Squealer fans, or not my friend, my brother-in-laws yesterday who are Squealer fans.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but they were talking about Russell Wilson and
Okay.
the other guy, Justin
Fields.
Fields.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, just saying how if things go south with both these guys, because we were talking about Baker Mayfield.
Well,
And they
Baker
were
Mayfield
like,
has an extension with Tampa Bay, so
yeah, that's okay. We were just sort of saying down the line, wouldn't it be interesting if somebody like Baker went over to
went to
Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Because I was saying to them that I've said to you that I think that I believe that somewhere like he's like a LeBron thing that he would come back on a deal in the future, in the long future. I'm not talking about currently. And
You're talking about
Stefanski
5 years from now, maybe.
yeah, and I'm saying Stefanski might still be here, but maybe not. I mean, I
Well,
would like to say that he could stay here.
Stefanski and Barry signed extensions, and I go ahead. I'm
No,
just
what do
saying.
you think it's out of the I mean,
No,
it'll
I
never
think
happen.
Stefanski and Barry are going to be here for a while. I would say this. Um, I don't know if Baker would come back. If the opportunity presents itself, I think he would. But he's. I'm glad he's doing well in Tampa Bay. I'm
Mm-hmm,
glad he made the playoffs, and I'm
mm-hmm,
glad he had the opportunity to
mm-hmm.
get an extension, and he got it. So that's
Yeah,
great. Good for him and
yeah,
his
yeah,
family and his
yeah,
wife, and
yeah,
they had a baby girl recently, my
yeah,
understanding. So congratulations to
yeah.
both Emily and Baker. No, congratulations to them. We're happy that
Have
they
you
did
heard
that.
of
Yeah, good for 'em.
Mike Garafolo? Mike
Yeah,
Garafolo,
Mike Ruffalo. Yeah.
he came on some show. I don't know what show, but someone is quoting him saying, Mike Garafolo just said that the Browns moved on from Joe Flacco because they didn't want Watson looking over his shoulder this year. We've
Okay.
talked about
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. Sure. I just don't think they wanted the bullshit from the media and the
Yeah, yeah,
distraction.
yeah.
I think that's
I
part of
agree.
it. Yeah. Not
What do you
necessarily.
think about Jameis Winston? What did you think? What do you think about
I
him?
think I think he's great as a backup.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
think he looked good. He's a good player. He's
Mary
a number one
Kay
overall pick. Yeah.
was it Mary Kay that was speculating that maybe DTR might win the backup role instead of Jameis Winston? And I was like,
I didn't hear that
was it?
from her. I heard from somebody pretty much the third quarterback will be DTR, and
Yes,
either Huntley might make the practice squad or he's going to be
he's
picked
gonna
up
be
by somebody else. Yeah.
someone. Okay,
That's
okay,
what I'm wondering. I don't know if anybody be willing to trade for Huntley. He might get a 6th-round pick for him. If he
yeah,
gets something for him, try it. Maybe they're working the phones right now as we
yeah.
speak. So
Let's pause for a quick break, and then we'll come right back after these commercial breaks. This is Stirring the Pot with Lou
absolutely.
Marconi and Johnny Cleveland. We'll be right back. We're back. Thank you for joining us.
It's always funny when I did it with Corey for the first time. As soon as we go for the break, he started talking, and I went. I pretty much said, "Shut the f up," but I
Yeah,
actually
you got
said
3 seconds. Just pause for 3 seconds.
Just can you shut up for 3 seconds?
Yeah, and I hope you went and bought some Hemisphere Coffee Roasters coffee.
Yes, Hemisphere Coffee Roasters coffee. Check it out. Links with the show. Links
Yep,
on our page.
yep.
Check out this coffee, man. It's really good.
It is really good. Lou, you need to buy some. I think when
Oh
you
yeah,
do, I think you
yeah,
will know the difference. When you drink it the first time, you'll be like, "Ooh, John knew what he was talking about."
absolutely,
Not that I know what
absolutely.
I'm talking about most
Now, is
days.
that with fans first, or is that with Fanatical Elves?
That is with the Fanatical Elves.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna push it on the Burning River. I wonder if we could do it
Yes.
with the Stewcast. Could.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, if you get me the link, I'll put it on there.
Okay.
I'll push it. I'll push it.
I just pushed it out there on social media, so you can probably just copy it from there.
Okay.
I'm going to put it on the banner too. So, what else is going on? What else did I miss? Well, other little news, side news, not the Browns, but the Guardians are winning and losing and winning and losing. Today they've got getting swept by the Royals in a doubleheader after they won the last two. The Royals are on their heels. They're 3 games back. Well, now
Mhm.
they're a game back going into now tomorrow. So it's going to get tight again. Cleveland, what is going on? I mean, I know you don't follow baseball as much, but I'm this winning and losing this thing stuff is just driving me batty as a
It
Cleveland
seems
fan.
inconsistent, doesn't it?
Very much so. Is that
Yeah.
pitching? What do you think that is, Lou? Is it pitching? It's both, right?
I
Pitching,
if
hitting.
I really I can't speak to something I really don't watch, but you could guess that it could be just I mean losing Bieber at the beginning of the seasons might be catching up to this team. So because
Okay.
usually having that number one starter like that ready to go can keep your that's pretty much a win every 5 games. You're in a position to win good
What are you
games. So
looking forward to this week? Well, obviously tomorrow we're going to find out who the 53 are.
we're gonna get the 53 tomorrow. I really would be surprised. I'd be shocked if Ika makes it
Hmm.
and Tyler Huntley makes it. I think they're not going to be Cleveland Browns after this.
Yeah.
I would uh, I would be very surprised if they let Michael Hall play,
Hmm.
meaning that he doesn't get on that commissioner example, even though it seems like there's a lot more to the story and the fiance recanted everything.
Uh-huh.
I would also say I'm looking forward to just college football starting, even though
Yeah.
it did kind of start, but even though it's Akron and Ohio State. All right. All
Lou,
right.
I
And
started writing an article this weekend about college football, and you guys can go read it. Hopefully on Fans First here
yeah.
soon. Don't have it done yet, but the gist of the article is basically, as an old school fan like I am,
Hmm.
this whole thing with conference realignment is just killing me. It doesn't make
It's weird to see Oregon in the Big Ten. I'm just like, what?
these California teams. It's just such a sad state of affairs to me because I know, Lou, you probably remember this as well as a lot of our older fans who watch us. Um, you know, the Big Ten, the Pac-12. I mean, the Rose Bowl, all those things growing up. You look forward to that on January 1st.
Yep, the
To
Rose Bowl.
have
Yeah, Pac-10
have these the
champions
Big
versus the Big
Ten,
Ten
yeah,
champions.
yeah, and all of that is just bizarre now. And you've
Eh,
got
I
four or
remember it was
five big,
bizarre when you saw Georgia and Oklahoma playing in the Rose Bowl. I was like, really? It felt weird.
right,
That was when it was
right.
Baker Mayfield against Nick Chubb, if you remember that.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
wow,
Wow. Yeah. It's a great game.
yeah.
I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed that the Pac-12 dissolved pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just all
Yeah.
about money, isn't it, Lou? I mean, it's just
Yeah. If
money,
it's for,
follow the
it seems
money.
like follow the money, the NIL, the transfer portals. It's like you don't even have to recruit well anymore. You could just poach.
You know
And
what?
if you could,
Yeah, the
yeah.
other thing, like Lou, to add to that a little bit, not it's kind of the school related. Like I was, many of you know, like I, school counselor by day.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed, and I don't know if you've seen this, but just like today, just like literally today, I've found out about 3 different players, basketball players in high school that have been recruited this summer to go play at these college prep schools. They're not
Mm,
colleges, but they're prep schools. And part of the draw for these high school kids is that these other schools that are in other states like Wisconsin and North Carolina, they can offer NIL offers like the colleges do. Ohio doesn't permit the NIL for high school kids, but some other states are allowing it. And so these prep schools now are giving offers to these kids. And so, like this kid here at Northland in Columbus, at one of the city schools here, who's going to be a senior, great player, 5'11" point guard, last name King. He's going to a prep school in North Carolina, and they basically offered him a spiel, like an NIL deal, where they're going to pay him a bazillion dollars or money. And it's like, no,
bazillion dollars to play high
no,
school.
no, yeah. I'm this is where I'm really just over, like, this is crazy. Like, and even today, like talking to some students that are in our program and other programs around us locally, they're being talked to by several prep programs
Hmm.
outside of Ohio. And there's
See,
even some,
I
yeah,
never heard. Didn't know it got to the high school level. That's
no, but it
crazy.
is. That's what I'm saying. This is like a whole new thing that, I mean, we're bringing it to you first here on Stirring the
Hmm.
Pot and the
Yeah,
Fanatical Elves. And I know this
we are
isn't
indeed stirring
football,
the pot.
but
Yeah.
really it is football because some of these schools, have prep schools that are tied to football, and some of these schools are able to offer these NIL pro. Is it NLI or
And
NIL?
NIL,
On
NIL. Yeah.
NIL because their state legislature is allowing for these. Now, Ohio, I think they came out and
No,
said, no, we're not doing
Ohio
that.
said no. I remember it came up, and Ohio's like, nope, we're
But
not doing that. We're
North
gonna have
Carolina is said yes.
You
So
said Wisconsin too?
I don't know if Wisconsin, the kid's going to a prep school, but he didn't mention signing any kind of NIL deal. But this kid from Columbus City who was going to play at Northland, he's going down to North Carolina. And it was
Wow.
just a great offer. You can't, I mean, and you're not going to tell a 17-year-old kid like, hey, you need to
Don't
stay
take the
here.
money. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to stay home.
Yeah. So
What an experience. I honestly I think that's why I heard Nick Saban retired, because he just says this isn't the same. I'm done. Like, it's not a family atmosphere. It's all more business like
very
now.
much so. And this is Lou. This is why, I mean, I agree with him. And I know we're a bit older fans, but it's disappointing because I feel like all of what we're talking about, even, we're talking
Yeah.
about football right now and the pros and the Browns and everything. It's all going to have an effect on these future Browns teams, future NFL teams, because of what these kids are experiencing now and what they're going through. I'm really anxious to see how, it is much more of a professional atmosphere. So maybe, but these kids are so young. They don't know right from wrong all the time.
No,
You
I
think,
didn't. I didn't at
right?
17.
When you
I
were
was
16,
stupid.
17, right?
I was dumb. If you put a pile of money in front of me at 21, like a lottery winner or big NFL contract or something,
Yeah.
I would have been so goddamn stupid with that, and I would have. I didn't have the maturity or the sense to know
Well, and
what to
here's where the
do.
other part too, Lou, is then you get parents and family members who then don't know everything about everything that's going on, and then it's such a new thing that these prep schools are trying to really just expose that and take advantage of it. And I don't you don't it doesn't feel good
Do you think
or right.
it's exploiting these kids by
Oh,
chance?
I absolutely. I've been,
Hmm.
it's and then now you see all these programs from football to college basketball. There's no, like
Yeah.
you said, Nick Saban, there's no loyalty, there's no family. You get a
No.
kid your freshman year, you can't recruit the same way. You're basically bringing them in for a year.
Bringing them in for a year, you transfer portal them, say, hey, you want to play for a ring?
How many quarterbacks did you watch any of the college football stuff this weekend on College Game Day? They showed like a list of the top, like there's 8 quarterbacks that changed teams amongst the big schools, at least.
Will Howard's
Yeah,
one of them. Yeah. Will
yeah.
Howard went from Kansas State to Ohio State.
You wonder, like
Mhm.
Avery Johnson, who you guys might, if you don't follow college, he's Kansas
Yeah.
State's quarterback. I happened to help coach him when he was a 7th grade basketball player out there in Wichita, Kansas. Great kid, great family.
Hmm.
But will he stay at Kansas State beyond this year? I think is he a sophomore now or junior? But will he stay at Kansas State?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, what if like a team like Alabama or USC come knocking? Come on over, we'll pay you.
Yeah.
I mean, or even Ohio State. You don't know, because I think we did have a good recruit, but Will Howard's more experienced, so he's going to let the Will Howard drive this year, because this is Will Howard's senior year. My understanding.
Yes.
For eligibility.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I got off on that
No,
tangent.
no, no. This is actually a good subject, because I
Yeah,
think a lot of people don't
you can have
understand
some
it.
more things to write about, Lou.
I have plenty of shit to write about. John's
John's
wrong.
wrong about what? What am I
About what?
wrong? What am I wrong about, Noah?
Is he wrong about the NIL? Is he wrong
No, I'm
about?
not wrong about that. I know I'm right about that.
Yeah.
Tell me what I'm wrong about, Noah. I'm ready for you.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Oh, there's one other subject. What was his name? The person I texted you, he was on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show about the stadium, the Cleveland City Council
Oh,
president.
yes, about the yes.
Yeah, so let me take a look here, because I know I sent it to you and I said we could talk about this tonight.
Yes.
It was Blaine Griffin. And did you listen to what he said by
No,
chance?
I didn't have an opportunity.
Okay, it was interesting because he's on the team to try to keep him downtown. And he made this argument saying that those 10 dates of it not having that business downtown would kill businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And he was making the argument saying all those businesses are you familiar in the Little Italy neighborhood in Cleveland?
Yes.
They have one big year event called Feast of the Assumption.
Uh-huh.
And if it wasn't for that 1 year event, these
Uh-huh.
people would be out of business because it puts them in the black for so long. And
I
I,
got you.
that's what that was his argument. And I'm like, but have you ever go to Little Italy area on a weekend when the weather's halfway decent or good or bad?
Yeah,
Those restaurants are filled. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
they're
not kidding.
packed. Yeah,
They're packed.
yeah,
So I,
yeah,
he's full of shit.
yeah.
Um, uh, well, he's trying to say that like if that would kill downtown, but what could we do with that land that could be used more often than 10 times a year?
And isn't that up
Might
to? But isn't that up to the city and the count? I mean, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's like we're waiting on our owners of the Browns and to make these decisions. These billionaires, and I just for years and decades, Lou, you've talked about this. I mean, there's been opportunity to do
Oh,
all sorts of things.
plenty things.
You
There's
know,
been
we
so
all
much
know that. So it's
all
like,
talk, no action, all bloviating. Okay, look the other thing too. 2/3 of that complex in Brook Park, 2.4 trillion billion, not trillion. That's a lot.
trillion. Woohoo,
Trillion.
that's going to
Whoa,
be
that'd be a Taj Mahal. No, 2.4 billion is already funded with private investors. The last of the 1.2, my understanding was going to be funded by government bonds, by the
yeah,
bonding of the government, and we'd pay those bonds back in low interest rates, but we'd pay them back with a usage tax on the property itself.
yeah,
So really, we don't want taxpayers to pay for it. They're not telling you the truth. So I
right,
don't know what I'm trying to think like why is he saying this? Why is he playing this off? Why is he being, and he did say this though. He said, okay, if there's something that can be worked out where we can repurpose that land and they go to Brook Park, I'm open to it. He said that. He did
okay,
say that. So
yeah,
which okay,
yeah,
yes, because there's that land could be better used than having a stadium, football only stadium
yeah.
sit empty 350 days out of the year. That's the camp that I'm in. I would say it doesn't make sense to have an outdoor
Mhm.
only football stadium
Well,
sitting
we
there.
should find out something soon, right?
We
Within the next,
should. I think by the next couple of weeks or so, we should. Also, he says he believes that stadium structure can be saved. That and I'm like, yeah, that's what he said. I don't agree with that. I said
uh,
because they all knew, hey, we had to rush to do it. Mike White had to get this done. Right, he had to.
yes,
That's the predicament we were in. We were in that situation where they dragged their feet with Art Modell for years before that. It
right,
should have never came to what
right.
happened in
What do
'95.
you think about all this stuff with the costs going up too? Like, let's just shifting not that part, but just like specifically the Browns. I know I've talked to some various Browns season ticket holders, and I've noticed it since I've got the season tickets back in 2018 that every year that I've had the tickets now, and you're a season ticket holder, the prices have gone,
Oh,
up. Not
yeah,
not
everything's gone
not a
up.
ton, but yeah.
Everything's gone up. Yeah, stuff.
I mean, this should be expected. I mean, it just
yeah,
comes with the
everything's more
territory.
expensive. I mean, gas, milk, groceries.
Well, I wonder what that's going to do. So how much more, and how would that look for us who are season ticket holders when they build this new place in Brook Park?
How much more it will cost?
Yeah,
I
are we
have
going to be
no.
offered tickets? Are we going to be offered seats?
Those are good questions for Jimmy Haslam. Mr. Haslam, you want to come on the show? Let me know.
Yes.
These are good questions. No, I really, I honestly, I would be if anybody wanted to come on the shows, my show or
Mhm.
this show, and
Mhm.
talk to me about it. I'll be more than happy to have the discussion. I'll be respectful. I'll be nice. I won't get too fired up.
Lou is very nice. He can be a very
Yes,
nice young.
young man compared to you.
Yeah. Oh, now we're
No, no, no. I'm just thinking like this is really it's to me it's a no brainer.
yeah.
That stadium wasn't built well. It's poorly constructed. The city knows it. The Haslams know it.
Yeah,
Every
there's parts of the stadium aura that kind of like I know people like Noah have talked about, and all of us have reminisced about the things that like with the Muni lot and walking down East Ninth Street or East Third
Mhm.
or going to the bars on Sixth
Yeah,
Street or whatever. I mean,
histories
there's
and
some
traditions start
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, and so that's going to be something for that a lot of us discuss right now, but we'll all get over it. It'll be something new and
Win,
shiny, and and if you're going to
win.
win,
We
win.
start
Just
winning. We
win,
win.
baby. Yeah.
Just win. How many playoff games have we had at the new Cleveland Brown Stadium?
Uh, one?
None. None. We haven't had one. Not the new one.
Not the
The
new
last
one.
the last playoff game at the old
You're right.
Municipal
There's
Stadium I
New
was at
England.
was January 1st,
Yeah.
1995 wild card win over New
New
England.
England. Yes. Yes.
0 games have been
So
played in
how
that stadium.
confident you are that are we going to get a home playoff game this year?
Very,
Okay.
very. That means I'm very confident we can win the division.
Yeah.
Two things can hold this team back: their health and themselves. That's it. We're good enough to win. We are good enough to win. We're built to win now. Now, is this team going to look crisp and
So
clean and great on the first week of the season? Probably not. Oh, one other piece of news that before we go, I'm sorry to
no.
our opponent got a huge break for week
Who?
1. Did
Who?
you know that CD Lamb, he agreed to a contract extension?
He did what?
CD Lamb agreed to a 4-year extension worth 136 million.
Oh no way! I didn't realize that.
Yep, that happened today. That news went down today. Yep,
3-year 136.
3-year
Wait.
136. So that's quite a bit of money.
Holy cow! Are you serious?
Yeah, this is what was reported. Let me go back to what my retweets, because I retweeted and I tagged the Elves and the Fans First.
Did that just happen this evening?
That happened earlier today. Let me see, where is it? I see.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. I just saw it.
Let me
4-year 136. The
Yep,
deal includes 38 million signing bonus.
Yep. Lamb will get 100 million guaranteed, and a wide receiver.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Well,
but he hasn't practiced. My understanding, is that correct?
say it one more time.
He hasn't practiced, has he?
No, I don't think. Oh, maybe
Has he been a hold in, or has he been a
hold
hold
in.
in?
He was a hold in. I want to say hold in. Also, Brandon Ayuk. What is this? Well-deserved Lamb is great. We love him.
No, he wasn't coming here, but I appreciate it, Wayne. We'll put it back up. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well, there it goes. Well, that's going to be, add to the whole mystique of the game on Sunday afternoon, 4:30 prime time. Tom Brady will be doing the announcing. We'll be in the stadium. Lou and I and our family and friends will be hooting and
Yeah.
hollering.
Question for you: do you want to go on the air next week? Next week on Labor Day? Or do you want to do Tuesday?
Let's do Tuesday.
Want to do Tuesday?
Let's plan everybody. We're going to do Tuesday.
We'll do Tuesday, and then and we'll do the following Monday, which we'll be talking about a Browns win for week 1, and we're going to break that game down, and we'll have plenty to talk about. Yes. I think we've got a lot to talk about between now and then, and I'm going to say one more time emphatically that I wholeheartedly agree with the strategy the Browns had to just not mess around, not play guys in a game that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You know what you got with them.
And the Nick Chubb news is something I think we were all wondering what was going to happen. And we were hearing different things. And then even your buddy that you have interviewed, Jack Tuffin, I mean, he was convinced he was going to start in week 1.
Yeah, he was. I haven't talked to him since this news.
But with the news that you mentioned, mentioning how it was a special deal that Andrew Berry made with Nick with the 12 games, that's different. That's enlightening. And probably your buddy Jack Tuffin did not know that.
I don't think he did. I didn't know that until Adam Schefter tweeted. I already wrote my article, and I'm like, all right, well, can I go back and edit it? I'll just let it go.
Yeah,
just let it. Yeah. I mean, it's just something that was very rare piece of news about that. And Nick Chubb, but I mean, Tony Grossi tweeted saying the plan was always to have him practicing by late October. Okay. Well, if you think about it, okay, if
practicing by when or playing by late October.
Practicing by late October. That's what Tony Grossi said.
No, he was way off on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you do week 4, because then you got the middle of September is week 2, then week 3's and 4 would be, you're talking.
Or do they hold them out on the away games and start them, or do they play them in Philly and then come back home, or do they just wait till they come home? Against Cincinnati.
Yeah, we wait till Cincinnati. They might wait till Cincinnati.
What week is that? Is that week 7, week 8?
Week 7, week 8. Yeah, but they could have them on the roster, but not use them. And I will say this: Tony Grossi, I remember he did say months ago that he thought he'd be back by week 9 or 10 or 11, and I'm like, dude, he's going to be back sooner than that. But maybe he, that's Yeah, that's what he's saying, and it's hey, with that knee injury and what I mean, it's just the fact that he's gonna play again would be
Yeah.
just in itself. So,
Well, Lou, have a good night, dude.
yeah, absolutely. We appreciate it all. We'll see you guys next week on
We were really
Tuesday.
stirring the pot tonight, weren't we, Lou?
Every night. Hey, buy the coffee. All right, Hemisphere Coffee. Check it out.
I gotta find the music.
Get the music playing. Hey guys, have a good night, and I will see you Friday night with myself, Sherry, and the lovely and talented Yvette.
That'll be fun with Yvette.
Oh yes. She's fun. It's a lot of fun. She likes my jokes. Right.
I like your jokes.
You're the only one.
You were fired up. I'm telling you, man, that's a moment, and I wish you guys go back and watch the Burning River Brown stock, man.
Thank you, Wayne. Thanks for joining us.
Wayne. Appreciate you. Go buy some coffee, Wayne. Hemisphere Coffee Roasters.
Hemisphere Coffee. We got a sponsor.
Welcome to Stirring the Pot with Lou Marconi.
Wait, we're not starting the show again.
Cleveland.
What's that all about?
What? L's Network.
No, who is that talking?
Join us now.
You just listened to Stirring the Pot.
You just listened to that.